Hello, it's Jason Thompson of Emergency Products and Research. I'm here today at Assateague National Seashore in Maryland. I'm going to be doing a segment on the use of the OTD, or the optimal traction device. We're going to be utilizing this to stabilize a displaced femur fracture. We have a patient who has fallen from height, attempted to walk on his right leg and was unable to do so. We have initial assessment determined that we have pain, deformity in the right femur, or the right upper leg. The ankle has some tenderness. We have good pulses, and the motor is good except for with pain, and as far as sensory goes, it is somewhat diminished. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open the OTD up with having our baseline in place. So just go ahead and dump the contents of this out, set the bag aside, and just to make sure we don't forget, go ahead and get our gloves on if we haven't already done so. In this case, I'm just putting them on now just to show you how easy it is to use even with gloved hands. So alright, so we have our instruction manual, which is extremely important, except for I'm not going to be going step by step on this right now for the sake of time and space on the video. So if you guys need this, let me know. It's also available for download off our website at www.epnr.com. User manual is EP799. First thing we come across is our shin and our thigh strap. Set that aside. We have a boot hitch, which we're not going to need in this application. We also have our poles, so let's go ahead and put that together and set the pole section aside. We have our upper thigh system. So what we're going to do in this case, we're going to go ahead and just place that under the knee here, and we're going to walk. So we've already placed this under the knee. Now we're going to walk this up under the back of the leg, up into the groin. Go ahead and place the buckle as such, and go ahead and set that aside. Come down here to the foot. We're going to take our ankle harness, our ankle strap. Make sure that my gold is all the way out, my red is pulled all the way up, my green is all the way tight against the top. So we're going to just place this up underneath the ankle, push this up underneath the foot, and we're going to go ahead and put the strap around in here, trying to reduce movement eliminate movement as much as you possibly can. So over on this side, as we notice, it's a little loose, so we're going to go ahead and reduce that down with a green strap. Taking our yellow strap, our little yellow tab, all the way down. We're going to take the pole section at least 8 inches beyond the foot, and it needs to be here. So we'll go ahead, we'll tighten this yellow down a little bit. Go ahead and load the yellow tab onto the dart, so you can see, just in case you can see it on the video, I'm going to lift this up a little bit to make it a little bit easier for you to view. And it can take a little bit of muscle memory to get that right. So just place that over here, set that aside. We're going to go ahead and come up here to our knee, slide this up. We're going to slide this up underneath the knee. We're going to come up around. So we're going to do this section here. And then we're going to fasten that in place. Okay? All right. So we check down here, we're still good in our location. I'm going to tighten this down with my red strap just a little bit, makes that nice and snug. Now, up here I'm going to load my my upper thigh system. So load my pole section into my upper thigh, right, and make sure it's nice and snug and in line with the leg. That's the most important thing. Now, I've also found that the most important thing you're trying to do with these straps, and really their only purpose altogether, is just to keep the pole against the leg. So I'm going to go ahead and put my shin strap on, and I'm also going to go ahead and place my thigh strap on. Now I'm going to go above my injury, right? So I haven't placed anything over the injury. So I've got my upper thigh, my shin, and my knee and my shin. So at this point, what I've learned in the years of doing this is that one of the best things to do is you want to try and make sure you stay in line with this. So a lot of times just come down towards the end of the foot. So I'm gonna go ahead, reassess pulse. I still have strong pulses. Move your foot. I have good motor, but he's obviously in pain, and sensory is still somewhat diminished. So at this point, we got the trainers all set up. I'm going to go ahead and start the pull traction, and I'm going to pull traction. Hopefully you can still see this as I'm doing it, but what I'm doing is, you can see up here, I wish I had a marker where the traction trainer feeds up into the pelvic portion of the trainer, where the leg feeds into it, but I don't right now. Otherwise you'd be able to see where your start and stop markers are at. But so let's go ahead and we'll start the pull traction on this. And you want to try and make sure you maintain inline traction of that pull, and you're going to start to apply traction. And as you do so, if you look up here, and hopefully I'll be able to capture it, as I'm pulling traction, you should be able to see that the leg is extending. And again, if I had a marker, it'd make it a lot easier, but I hope you guys get the idea, is that as I'm pulling traction down here, it is causing the pull cannot go any further above the upper thigh system. But what it'll do is it actually causes the leg to straighten out and pull away. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring those overlapping or displaced fracture in line, and try to get it to a point where the ends are separated and no longer rubbing against each other, no longer striating the tissue and causing vascular compromise. So this is where we're at, where we want to be. So again, we're trying to do, in this case I have a 200-pound patient simulated, so I'm trying to use 15 pounds of traction. So I have my trainer set up, and I'm just going to pull. There we go. So I now know that I have 15 pounds of traction, and again, it's hard for you guys to appreciate through a video. Hopefully you'll get a chance to have hands-on with me and the trainer or the trainer, and you'll get a chance to see it for yourself. But it is very, very easy to accomplish. It's quick, it's fast. Another thing we can do is, at this point, we want to be able to make sure we maintain observation of the leg. We're reestablishing pulse, motor, sensory. At this point I have some good return in sensory, so I have some improvement. Pulses are still strong, and I still have good motor, although still with some pain. And at this point, a couple of different things you can do. You can go ahead and you can take Insta-Splint vacuum packaging. You can take that up underneath the leg here and walk that up into the thigh, package that up, leave this open on top so you can still get manage your ice, and also manage visualization of the fracture, and so you continue your assessment and reassessment. So we're going to place that over here. So my patient's is splinted. He has traction. I now have an exposed foot here. I have my sight is still, I can still manage my sight. I still continuously put fresh ice packs in there. And now, just with a few pumps of the vacuum splint, I can achieve a real nice package, good rigidity. So you can see now, and usually it's about 8 to 10 draws. you go. Pull it out, place this in here, and now you can see I have unrolled nice solid package. So what's really nice about this is that we've accomplished traction. We've improved our sensory to the foot. We are attempting to control swelling with cold packs. We have a splint on there, so we're further splinting the leg to immobilize it. And now, depending on how we're going to carry them out, whether we're going to use a Stokes or a man carry, whether we have a sked or it doesn't matter. At this point, we actually have a nice package system. The only thing is, you got to remember, is we do have extension beyond the foot. In the ITD and OTD, we do have that issue, so you have to be conscious of that. You also need to consider the fact that when you're going to be transporting, that, especially with aeromedical, that may be an issue. Vertical lifts, it can be an issue. Either way, it's still doable. You just have to be conscious of it and plan ahead. So I hope that this is helpful, and if you have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know. You can reach me at jason@epandr.com. Office number is 330-673-5003. You can reach me direct at 610-357-3226. Thank you very much, and I'll be back with the segment on the ITD, and then we'll follow it up with the Mustang. All right, thank you very much.